Yeah. Amandla. Amandla. Jona Malanga, Jona. Jona Malanga, Jona. Jona Malanga. Jona Malanga. Sesizo Tivana. Tivana. Sizo. Shona, Shona, Shona. Shona Malanga. Shona, Shona, Shona. Shona Malanga. Shona Malanga. Amanda. 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 Comrades, I will hand over to the chairperson, Comrade Lawrence, to take care of the meeting. But as we do so, Comrade Mangaung must come closer so that we all stand up and read the oath of the ANC. After Comrade Mangaung, Comrade Lawrence will take over the meeting from there. Can you all stand up and raise our hands and read the oath of the ANC?
Comrades, you'll follow after me for the declaration. I, Zolile Mangaung, solemnly declare that I will abide by the aims and objectives of the African National Congress as set out in the Constitution, the Freedom Charter, and other duly adopted policy positions. That I'm joining the organization voluntarily and without motives of material advantage or personal gain. That I agree to respect the Constitution and the structures and to work as a loyal member of the organization. That I will place my energies and skills at the disposal of the organization and carry out tasks given to me that I will work towards making the ANC an even more effective instrument of liberation in the hands of the people. And that I will defend the unity and integrity of the organization and its principles and combat any tendencies towards disruption and factionalism. We are members of the ANC and we are alive. Viva ANC, viva! Viva COSATU, viva! Viva SACP, viva! Roar, young lions, roar! Roar, young lions, roar! To battle, young lions, to battle! Watinta wafazi! Watinti mbokoto!
Amandla! Amandla! Viva ANC, viva! Viva COSATU, viva! Viva SACP, viva! Wathinta abafazi! Wathinta uMbokodo! Roar young lions, roar! Roar young lions, roar! Long live Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa, long live! Long live Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa, long live! Mandla! Comrades, let's take this opportunity to declare this meeting officially open. But just before we can go into the business of today, I want to remind comrades, the National Secretariat, towards the end of last month, ile anka qeto hore makala a ANC a bitswe naha ka bophara, the regional general councils di bitswe e le ho fana ka monyetla dibukeng tsena tsa di-council hore ditho tsohle tsa mokgatlo di tle di fumantshwe a progress report or a feedback on 3 critical issues. Number 1, hore re tle re fumane report ka di-resolutions kapo diqeto tse ileng ra di fitlhella sebokeng sa phethahatso sa 55th annual conference of the ANC e bileng teng ka December. You would recall hore re la ra qetella plenary session ya teng selemong sena ile ha re hlomamisa tse ding tsa diqeto tse re sa ka ra kgonang ho dinka sebokeng seo ka December. So e nngwe ya dintlha tse leng hore e re kopantshitse mona ke ho fana ka monyetla ho national leadership hore tle e fane ka molaetsa le ho qolla tse ding tsa dintlha tse ka hara January 8 statement. Le tla hopola hore January 8 statement, it is a statement of intent which details a program e tshwantseng e etsahale within a period of 12 months e leng hore re shebane le yona. So le tla hopola hore amongst other things, Comrade President o ile a highlighta key things tse tshwantseng re di etse selemong sena puong ya hae ya January 8 statement. Amongst those, in a lo netefatsa hore program of unity and renewal e tswela pele. E tswela pele because re la ra hlaola selemo sena ile the year of decisive action to advance people's interest and renew our movement. Now, part of that slogan entails a programmatic and specific actions that must be undertaken in order to ensure that the message and the theme of this year is implemented or it is achieved to its logical conclusion. Ya o qetela e leng hore re kopane mona ka yona ke ho fana ka monyetla o national leadership hore tle e fane ka di-resolutions tsa NEC lekgotla. Those NEC lekgotla resolutions ke tse tshwantseng di e fane ka moelelo dintlheng tse leng hore di amana le energy crisis e re tobaneng le yona, dintlheng tse leng hore di amana le unemployment e re nang le yona, dintlheng tse leng hore di amana le tlhekefetso ya bana le bomme tse leng hore re shebane le tsona. So we are meeting here, comrades, today to afford our national leadership that opportunity to present to us a report, to present to us what needs to be done during this year so that on those key critical issues that I've mentioned, we are able to interact with those decisions and resolutions as branches of the ANC. So in our midst, comrades, We have comrades from the PEC who are deployed to the region. In our midst, we have comrades, the elected members of the REC, who are with us today. But over and above, we have comrades deployed to the province, and those comrades will be the ones that will present the issues that I've just highlighted. I'm not going to introduce those comrades now. There's a dedicated comrade who will do that task. All what I wanted to say is that we are gathered here, comrades, as branches of the ANC to reflect on those key critical areas that I've just mentioned. But I must also mention, comrades, that over and above, we are gathered here to I'm sure most of you, if you can go back to your portal and access your membership status, you would recognize that membership will not expire. Some membership will not expire. Some membership will have already expired. So you need to check consistently comrade status how some membership so that the program ya renewal ANC, it is consistent. The program we need active members who will serve as mobilizers within the ANC, who will go out there and mobilize across all sectors of our society so that we achieve the strategic objective of our national democratic revolution. So what we need to do, amongst others, is that we need to go back, because we have set for ourselves a target. Imba more comrades. Resetile target we should increase the membership of the region to almost 20,000. You would recall that in the past, our region used to have a high membership in the province. We had declined from 30 to a mere 12,000, and that does not bode well. So it is a task of these newly elected BECs to mobilize, to recruit, and to organize across all sectors, the youth, the workers, the professionals, so that all of these sectors, communities and individuals are able to swell the ranks of the ANC so that we can make a meaningful contribution and participation. So key amongst what we need to do as branches is that Impa feta more comrades, we need to do our part. Ilu bopa di kamano maring aruna le mikha e leng hore re amana le yona. Ho tsoselletsa di kamano pakeng tsa rona le COSATU, ho tsoselletsa di kamano tsa rona pakeng tsa rona le SACP. Ho feta more comrades lu thusa the ANC War Veterans League. We establish makala bona. Likala la ANC War Veterans League li establishwa ka batho ba 10. Now it is our task as branches, as BECs, to identify those veterans who will make and play a meaningful role in a branch of the War Veterans League. It is not a big number, it is just a minimum number of 10 people. We will have to do that. Very soon the War Veterans League in the province, it has convene a provincial conference to elect a structure of the Veterans War League. It cannot do that if they do not have active branches. But we still believe that there are those members of our glorious army of Mkondo Wesizwe who are still within us, who are still participating in our branches, who can continue to make a meaningful contribution in the affairs of the Veterans War League. So amongst others, comrades, we also need to be active in identifying the challenges challenges that service delivery. You letla hopola hore comrades re nkile qeto hore selemong sena re tshwanela ho hlaola dintho tse 5 or less than 10 tse leng hore re tlo kgona ho di etsa ho hlabolla maphelo a batho ba rona. Ya pele ke o ensure hore masepala mo leng hore wa sebetsa teng o fana ka maintenance ya ditshebeletso le infrastructure hore batho ba rona ba tle ba kgone ho fumana ditshebeletso. We can only make our contribution as branches of the ANC if we are able to work in collaboration with structures of the council and our ward councillors. We ensure our identifier the problem di finka ra ward tse leng hore di hloka attention ya council. Engwe e leng hore tshwantse re etse, comrades, is that we need to identify all of those key issues of service delivery, water, the spillages tse leng hore di teng, the potholes tse leng hore di teng, so that it becomes part of our program, because there is also now a national allocation to fix our roads infrastructure. Lefapha la transport ka sebedisano mmoho le lefapha le agency ya Sanral le na le program e leng hore ba e bitsa vala zonke potholes. We will need to work in partnership with the Department of Transport and Sanral so that we can tap from the funds that they have. But over and above, comrades, we must show commitment as the ANC to deliver services and improve where we can to the best interest of our people. We are only left with less than 12 months before the kgetong. We can only win elections if le rona re improve ditshebeletso tse leng hore di fa setjhaba. But if we show a caring government, you would recall, comrades, that in our election manifesto, we had promised that we will deploy action-oriented men and women. We cannot just but help only to do that thing. We must do it because that is our commitment. You would recall we made a commitment and a pledge to deploy honest and competent local leaders. It is our task as the ANC and it is our obligation as a branch to ensure that the ward councillors that we have are competent ward councillors and are honest ward councillors. You would recall that amongst others, we had pledged to deploy or to avail ourselves at all material times to our people. It is our call to live to this injunction so that ma-councillor a rona re ba beile re ba hlomamisitse ba fumanahala ka dinako tsohle hore ba tle ba attende di challenges tsa di community. But they cannot do that alone, comrades. Last year we had launched a program, National Letsima. That National Letsima was launched here. It is our obligation, comrades, to ensure we start up programs as members of the ANC, as BECs, as members in our different wards. We participate in programs, Saletsema, your clean-up campaigns. I have observed about 6 or 7 branches just in this past weekend where comrades participated in a program of cleaning in their wards. We must encourage all our branches to take up that program, comrades. We must be exemplary so that when we make a call for the municipality to clean our townships, at least we ourselves as members of ANC, re ka nka karolo maphelong a batho ba rona ka o potlakisa ditshebeletso tse leng hore masepala a kgone di etsa. So I'm not going to say much, comrades. I just wanted to say those few words as an introduction to this meeting. Comrade Sabelo will come and do a roll call hore re tle re establish the credentials tsa rona hore na re fumane ke makala makae leng hore a represented mona. Re ne re kopile hore lekala le leng le romele committee ya batho ba bona be leng hore ba 15. So we are hopeful that you are all here, comrades. Enye into maqabane funeka siyenzile is that we must work towards unity. We know that in your branches or in your executive committees, there are divisions as well there. I just want to make an example, ka branch ya Ward 31, if it's here. There are divisions in that ward. I have received several letters from BEC members. Others complain already. A BEC Haiduli. Ward 33, the same thing. Ward 18, the same thing. Comrades, it is your task to unite. We will not hesitate to dissolve a branch if that branch or a BC is not prepared to work with other comrades. Agree you are elected, comrades. So when you are elected, it is your obligation to unite all members of the branch. It cannot be that even in the executive committee there are still divisions. If you are divided. So please, comrades, we want to warn you in advance. A list has been circulated, your deployment, your REC members to your branches. That comrade from the REC who is deployed in your branch will give us a report. If a branch is not prepared to work with members telling they are in a branch, exclusively a driver program to the disadvantage of general membership, we will dissolve that branch and put in a branch that will work towards unity and the renewal of the movement. So Comrade Sabelo will do that, will do the credentials so that they establish and also rebel program how do we go back and interact actively with the branches as members REC deployed in branches. I just want to indicate, comrades, that in our midst we've got Comrade Njabulo Nzuza from the NEC who is deployed to the Free State Province. In our midst we have Comrade Fikile Marsh who is deployed to the region on behalf of the PEC. We equally have Comrade Zin, a member of the PEC. We equally have Comrade Noli Tandungan, a deployee to the region from the PEC. Comrade Sillo Ditebe, ilinyena muhukanyi or convener yadi deployees to the Mangaung region. We have all members of REC present here today. I'm going to take this opportunity to ask them to because this is the first interactive section. 2 weeks ago, we a special RGC. 5 comrades per branch. But today, we mona because we visited the BC kaufel. And itaba platform ya pili. The BECs in their full complement, Babali session, the REC. So I'm going to introduce members of REC so that you comrades may get to know them once again. We know that we have elected them, but we just want to take this opportunity to introduce them again. I will start Comrade Vusi. No, Shlisa Comrade. Comrade Vusi Sokaka. Comrade Vusi Sokaka, Deputy Chairperson in our region. Comrade Sabelo Pizzo. Comrade Sabelo, the Secretary of Region. Comrade Lula Matiti Odili, Deputy Secretary. Comrade Zama Twili, additional member of the REC. Comrade Bonjitsu Lady, REC member. Comrade Deliwe May, REC member. Comrade Ngamile Nganjisa, our spokesperson. Comrade Manjisho Inyana, REC. The coordinator of the RCPC, the Youth League structure, Comrade Matabane. Comrade Toko, REC member. Comrade Mantuse Letawana, REC member. Comrade Dineo Mutlabani, REC member. Comrade Yolanda Bukaku, REC member. Comrade Ntabisen Jonas Malpani, REC member. Comrade Mohau, REC member. Comrade Logan, REC member. Comrade Logan, REC member. Comrade Ntombi, REC member. Comrade Mangochwa Zolile, REC member. Comrade Pulani, REC member. And lastly, Comrade Tsietsi Tekete, REC member. So, comrades, let me now give over to the secretary to give credentials before we proceed to the rest of the items of our agenda items of our meeting. Comrade Sabel.
Amandla. Yeah, comrades, I will make a roll call by show of hands, but we do have a register outside there. So comrades are still consolidating the attendance. So I will be very fast, comrades, without necessarily wasting time. You must just raise your hand and put it down without saying anything. Ward 1. Ward 2. Ward 3. Ward 4. Ward 5. Ward 6. Ward 7. Ward 8. Ward 9. Ward 10. Ward 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 27. 28. 29. 30. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. Yeah, I think comrades have seen the attendance. It's not really convincing because I invited all the BECs, not officials of the branches. So 3 branches are not here. No, I'm referring to numbers of the BEC members, yes. Numbers of the BEC, I'm still saying they are not convincing. So you still have a question to answer, comrades, when we meet again. Thank you very much, Chairperson. I think I've done my task. Amanda? Only 3 branches are absent.
Sekukude tambo, sekukude, sekukude tambo, sekukude, sekukude tambo, sekukude.
Amandla. Long live the African National Congress, long live. Long live the South African Communist Party, long live. Long live the Congress of South African Trade Unions, long live. Long live the South African National Civics Organization, long live. Long live the African National Congress Youth League, long live. Long live the African National Congress Women's League, long live. Long live the people of South Africa long live. Comrades, ntle le tshenyo ya nako, mosebetsi wa ka ke o mokgutshwane. As Comrade Chairperson of the region, a ile a tsebisa batho ba mmalwa, mosebetsi wa ka ke o qetella hono. Perhaps it bears repeating. My first name is Sello. My last name is Ditebe. I am privileged to be the convener of Provincial Executive Committee deployees here in Mangaung. We are privileged in the sense that, as I said in our last meeting at Bramfisher, go and check the meaning of the word sentinel. Mulebe di khoron tsa motse. So we are playing that role. But not alone, with you, because we are a learning organization. We are a learning organization that believes in team learning, that believes in the vision of the Freedom Charter as further enunciated in the Constitution of our country as adopted in 1996. And that Constitution, among others, speaks about human dignity, it speaks about non-racialism, it speaks about non-sexism. So what is my task? My task now is to remind you who our deployees are. I'll begin with members of the Provincial Executive Committee, your own sentinels of Mangaung. The first one is Comrade Fikile Mach. Kindly, if he may stand up and shout Amandla. The next one, comrades, is Comrade Nolita Ndungane. And we have a comrade who lives here, part of you, Comrade Zin Lokman. Kindly, if she could stand up, a member of the Provincial Executive Committee. And we have apologies from Comrade Mapule Dlamini, who is a deployee here, but she has a commitment elsewhere. Comrade Saki Mokwena, who is also responsible for elections, and he's tendered an apology. And there are other comrades, of course, who are part of the team, who are not with us. But importantly, comrades, from our Chief Administrative Office right in Johannesburg, we are also privileged to have in our midst staff from the office of our only Secretary General, Vuta Fikile Mbalula. And those are Comrade Mandla Kwane, if you could kindly stand up. And we have another Comrade Mandla Murota. Futhi ke olandelayo abazali bathi intombi zodwa. Comrade Ntombizotwa, PA to our SG Shibambo. And importantly, comrades, in our midst, one of the many sentinels of the National Executive Committee, Comrade, member of the National Executive Committee, will also address you about the contents of the report of the 55th conference, which many of you attended, but it is important that you inscribe the contents of that report mo dipelong tsa lona, le dikelelong tsa lona. He will speak to you about that. It's none other than Comrade Njabulo Zuza. Janong yena o re ko go nna Comrade Sello setse ke tlo go itse go bua Sesotho yanong ka gore ke bile ko Maseru 2 times this week. So sizokulalela ke baba ukhuluma iSotho lesa sethu la se Free State. Comrades, as we conclude the introductions, let's just remind one another. He said these words in 1985 at the height of the struggle, the intensification of the struggle against apartheid, whose demise we saw on the 27th of April 1994. And incidentally, next year marks 30 years of our freedom. And he said these words, and I will remind you who that is. He said, we need cadres of an unquestionable loyalty, dedication, and understanding of our struggle. Let me repeat that. We need cadres of an unquestionable loyalty, dedication, and understanding of our struggle. Who is it? OR Tambo. Long live OR Tambo, long live. So, comrades, with OR having said that, those words are timeless. And some would say they are as perennial as grass. Right. Those words are timeless, they are as perennial as grass. We conclude, in Mangaung, the gross population is 878,000 people. From Van Stadensrest to Soutpan and so forth. How many voters? 405,202 voters. But that number is not static. The IEC has opened the window for registration even online of the new voters, even old voters who may have relocated to other places. That 405,202 and counting number of voters find themselves in your different VDs, in your different streets, in your different wards. It is, comrades, armed with that timeless message of our Tambo, it is your responsibility to ensure that every single one of them is registered and that they can be accounted for on the day of the election. We need cadres of an unquestionable loyalty, dedication, and understanding of our struggle. So let that be so as you tackle, you break down this number in your different streets, your VDs, etc. So that we can rise from the current 19 seats to 23 and more, to the current 240 odd seats in the National Assembly, to even more, so that we can use that power to further transform the socio-economic landscape of our country. Mine is not to make a speech, but simply to say, next year marks 30 years of our freedom. Freedom was not free. And as our leaders said when they left exile, ours was not for personal glory or distinction, but for the total emancipation of the people of South Africa and humanity. And let us keep true to those words. On that note, comrades, I hand over to our National Executive Committee deployee to come and address you on the contents of the 55th conference. And may we all be energized and every day think about what it is that we must do to win, and not only win, but convincingly. Not only convincingly, but decisively. Amandla! Thank you.
Usibambunga siyekeleba Hebunzimeni ba Ole fatambo Ole fatambo Usibambunga siyekeleba Hebunzimeni ba Ole fatambo Amandla 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 Ngashe amakepetale ngachona makomane sengoye gogoshabalala Asheya makepetale ngajoina lomkhonto ngoye gogoshabalala Ndoyeka 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 Asheya makepetale ngajoina lomkhonto ngoye gogoshabalala Asheya makepetale ngajoina lomkhonto ngoye gogoshabalala Ndoyeka 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 Amandla Amandla Long live the ANC, long live. Long live President Cyril Ramaphosa, long live. Amandla Phambili ngo-ANC phambili. Busa ANC busa. Thank you very much, Comrade Chairperson. Giyalika nethanyana ntate. But so that the message comes out clear, I'm gonna continue in English, comrades. I would like to send greetings to the Provincial Executive Committee, the Regional Executive Committee, the branches of the African National Congress. I'm not alone coming from head office. We've got our machinery, we've got a delegation from HQ, and they were introduced. Comrades, just to get the basics right, I hear rumblings as I'm sitting there. No, what is this RGC? Hey, what is... Comrades, it's a decision of the National Executive Committee that we must convene these regional general councils throughout the country to give marching orders to the structures of the organization. The National Executive Committee remains the highest decision-making structure within conferences. These RGCs are also guided by the Constitution through Rule 21.8. Let's put the matter to rest. Siyaqhuba with this RGC, comrades. Let's start, comrades, by reminding each other that the ANC exists, comrades, to build a better life for our people. We exist, comrades, to build a united, democratic, non-racist, non-sexist society. The kind of society that we want to produce is that non-racial, non-sexist, and democratic. So, comrades, the ANC does not exist to serve interests of individuals. The ANC does not exist to make certain people rich and better off, but it exists to build a better life for all of our people. This message, comrades, is very important because the ANC must stop being inward-looking and being concerned about ourselves, but we must be concerned about the people. For we made a contract with our people to deliver basic services, to create a better life for them. We can't be the first ones who break that promise by only focusing on ourselves. How do we build this kind of a society that we are talking about, comrades? We can only build it if we are rooted amongst the people and exist with the people. And that is why, comrades, we have this RGC today. Because gathered here is the revolutionary army of the African National Congress that lives with the people and exists amongst the people. And our task from here is not to sit in this RGC alone and then think everything is okay. It's to immediately after this RGC go back to the masses of our people and say the ANC is in the process of renewal and it's going to deliver to its mandate. Comrades, we've gone past the conference now. Conferences are gone. Even here in Mangaung, I was here last week to communicate a decision. We have leadership in Mangaung, comrades. We have leadership in the province of the Free State. We have leadership national in the form of the National Executive Committee. So we have gone past that, comrades. What does that mean? It means, one, we have to accept leadership. And accepting leadership is not a verbal thing that you go around saying, no, I accept leadership, I accept leadership. You accept leadership by committing to the program of the organization as it is led by leadership. The leadership also has a responsibility. And we did share with the REC. That the leadership has a responsibility to embrace everyone, even those that did not support leadership. So it's a dual thing, comrades. You respect leadership. Leadership also carries a burden of embracing everyone. Not this thing of saying, no, this one, Somewhere in KZN there were factions, but abo Pepela nama Gunuza. But it's fine. So when you look at them, you say, hey, no Pepel. I don't know how yours were structured here. That thing must end, comrades. We must stop treating each other with suspicion. We are comrades. We are all committed to the program of the African National Congress. Less we speak about conferences, the better. More we focus on the revolutionary program of the African National Congress, the better the ANC will grow. And when the ANC grow, our people will prosper. In the past years, comrades, we have achieved a lot. I know this is something that we sometimes do not speak about. Yes, there are challenges in how we are managing the country. But it's not true that the ANC has not done anything. Over the past years, it's been responsible of this government. It's not true. Sometimes you go into a person's house, they are in an RDP house. They come out, they say, yeah. Tina asina luto, hulumena gaza senzele next. But Chief, you are staying in an RDP house built by the government. Yes, we accept Uguti, it might not be where we are supposed to be. But at least let's acknowledge progress. Let's acknowledge progress that today we are producing more graduates than the apartheid government ever imagined. Let us acknowledge that the ANC gave electricity to people that were condemned never to receive it. The apartheid government did not plan to give our people electricity. Yes, there are challenges of load shedding. Yes, they are there. And I'm going to go there. But let us accept that more houses are connected to the grid than they were before. Let us accept that the social welfare program of the ANC has reached millions of people than it was ever envisaged. If you go to those who were receiving the social welfare and the old age grant, they were skipping months. I'm not sure whether you still remember that. You will get paid this month and then you will be told, no, you have to skip. Come back after 3 months, then get. Hey, the ANC government is doing it each and every month. There are areas where we all knew that there was no plan to have a road here. But the ANC government came with the road. So, comrades, we must dismantle this myth that says because there are challenges, therefore we must ignore and pretend as if the ANC government has done nothing. No, we've built infrastructure. We've actually done a lot. So there must be a balance. We must not go back to our branches, comrades, and be apologetic and start by saying, no, things are very bad. Please vote for us, but things are very bad. No. As a cadre of the ANC, you must be able to indicate all the good work that the ANC has done, and not only the challenges. This report, comrades, and what we are talking about here, is coming from a number of documents that the ANC has produced this year. We take our mandate from the January 8th statement, which comes out of conference resolutions. We go to Lekutlas, there was PEC Lekutla here, government Lekutlas. All of those are meant to detail the program of the ANC for the current year. And having done that, we are here with structures to say this is the program of the ANC and how do we actually execute it. Beyond all that we have achieved, comrades, let us accept that there are challenges. There is a problem of job creation. Our people are not working. Yes, right now we've just celebrated about 199,000, I think, from Stats SA, the new entrants in the job market, slight decline in the unemployment rate. But we have a challenge of unemployment. And if we do not accept that challenge, we are not going to be able to deal with it. We have a problem of poverty and inequality. Believe me, nobody knows that better than you, because you sit in branches every day and you face it with your eyes. It's a serious challenge. We have a problem of rising cost of living. Cost of living, comrades, is high. What you could afford with 100 rands a few years ago, you can no longer afford now. We have a problem of functioning infrastructure. I don't even want to go much about Mangaung when it comes to infrastructure. We were here during the January 8th, and we all saw the kind of conditions that the people here are living under. We have a problem of ESCOM. I heard the router is sitting at the helm for a number of years. When he's about to exit, he says, aye, it's the ANC. It has become a trend now. Everything that is bad, just say it's the ANC, then you won't be blamed for your incompetencies. Kant was given a job, he couldn't do the job, he failed to do the job. Yes, we are intervening as the ANC now, and the president will make the necessary announcements to deal with that particular issue of ESCOM. We are having a challenge, comrades, when it comes to our municipalities and their ability to deliver basic services to our people. Our masipala, comrades, by problem. And unfortunately, it's us as the ANC that people look up to and say, there's a problem in the municipality, this is an ANC mayor. And the issue of electricity has really brought us into a standstill. You know, but if you go and campaign now, where we used to campaign sometimes in difficult areas, before you enter a house, a person will just come out with an empty bucket and just throw it like this to show you good there is no water. Now they will tell you, no, there is a problem of electricity. All these things, comrades, tell us that in 2024, we are going to be faced with a huge challenge of elections. Let us give space for government to do the work that they are supposed to be doing. The comrades here of the PEC have requested me to introduce Comrade Greg Ntatis. I've never seen Comrade Greg. Greg. So Comrade Greg is deployed in Lejuela Putsa. I will get the hang of it, comrades. He is the ANC mayor-elect for Mangaung. And comrades, these are parts. Thank you. And comrades, this is part of our contribution in the renewal project of the ANC. Because we can't cry about service delivery, yet we have wrong people who are expected to lead the process of renewal. I must say I was a bit concerned. Chief, normally when Comrade say go and introduce this person, it's normally a problematic person. They say, hey, leadership, you are here, you must introduce this person. You must sometimes worry, this is a problematic person. So it seems as if here a correct decision was taken. This means, comrades, we are now going to enter into a systematic change in Mangaung. We are no longer going to see sewage being spilled in the streets. Comrade Greg and his team must deliver because he's not going to be alone. We are not going to see the budget of the municipality doing a U-turn here in Mangaung and going back to the national fiscus. We are not going to see people enriching themselves at the expense of the people. Because there is a few. There is a few. They come, they say, no, it's our time to eat. It's our time to eat. That nonsense is finished now. We are in the path of renewal. So, comrades, this is a start. You see, when you have to change an institution, I was saying it to the REC last week, that the only thing that is constant is change. Change is constant. So it was bound to arrive even here. Now we just have to manage change and make sure that it is beneficial to our people. So, comrades, all these problems that we are mentioning, there is now a plan to deal with them in Mangaung. Our role as national government is to make your task as volunteers of the ANC easy. We are going to make sure that by the time you do your door-to-doors, load shedding will be a thing of the past. So that you do not have a lot to explain. You will indicate the achievements of the ANC, indicate the challenges that we have faced, and say the ANC always renews itself, and that is why we have fixed whatever was not working. So, comrades, we are faced with a tough election. The prophets of doom, they go around saying, I know. Next year, ANC is Yaiketula. Next year. You know, sometimes a person gets 27%, then at ANC is Yaiketula. Agai bugi yeno, ubuga tina lapa. Tina stel lapa na go 56, and so on. 48, they are not talking about their own growth. And the problem is that makes them weak, comrades. It makes us strong. Because we have more to prove. And we are going to prove it come next year's elections, comrades. You must know one thing. We just came from the conference. The conference was not bruising. People were muting splinters. No, there will be a splinter. There is no splinter after the conference that we just came from. There's no splinter. We are still here together as comrades, regardless of who we're supporting. It means we are more stronger. Because we are still here. Our branches are here. I think it's only 3 branches that were said not to be here. You must go and look for them, comrades. BEC members. No. The job now is going to be easy for us. Because There are those ebesebesaba ngisho ukugqoka izikipa ze-ANC ukuthi uNkulunkulu wami kuzothiwa naba abantu bamosha umasipala. Khambani niyobalanda, comrades. The Free State and in the large, the urban areas has always historically delivered for the ANC. We must refuse for the ANC to be termed a rural party, where we are said to exist in the rural areas, and create a myth that as people get more modern, they stay away from the ANC. We must stop that. It's not going to happen. As a result, the Free State must show a strong pulling, strong showing in the ballot. Now, comrades, I want to simplify this thing. The briefing notes were given, manja, document. Those guys who are sitting there at the back, they are the ones who write these documents. And then they say, leadership, go and say this. So they gave us briefing notes with percentages, technicalities, and so on to say. Comrades, I want to tell you one thing. Elections are not contested in a national space. There is no such thing as a non-existing national space. How do you win an election? I want to simplify this thing so that we get it clear. Who wins an election? A person who wins an election, comrades, is the one who garners more votes than the others. Then you win an election. It means you must have more people going to the ballot to vote for you than any other person. Have you ever heard of a person who votes in the national space? No, there is a national ballot somewhere. No. All ballot boxes are placed in voting districts. All voting districts are in branches, in wards. As a result, comrade, the ANC relies on you as its revolutionary army to pull the people from their houses, wherever they are seated, to go and cast a vote for the ANC. If we do that perfectly, then the ANC is going to emerge victorious. The duty of all the other spheres is to make your job easy. But at the end of the day, you are not going to win an election, comrades, if you are going to wake up in the morning, go and cast your ballot and go take these information tents that we have. Go take an information tent, sit there in the seat, and then wait for people to come. And when they come, you then scratch them off from the roll. You don't know where these people are coming from. We are assuming that no, because he went to the ANC tent, therefore is a vote for the ANC. We must canvass everyone. When you wake up in the morning as a volunteer of the ANC, you start with your family. You don't leave anyone at home. You go with them to the voting station and they cast their ballots. After you and your family has voted, you go back and look for your neighbors and take your neighbors to the voting station. We are not going to be told. We are refused to be told, comrades. We must refuse to be told, no, Nina, you will decline. No, we are not going to decline because unjabulo, urejistile, I'm a special vote together with ingane zakubo. When I go and cast my special vote, I go with them. Cast the special vote, go back to my deployment. The following day, I'm not roaming around with a car. I nearly fought with one comrade in the West Rand one day. We were doing door to door. He was busy moving around with aircon in his car. I say, hey, but le Brazo, what is this Brazo doing? What is this Brazo doing now? He's, hey, lendot young catcher. I want to lend that. He paid his pay. He's looking for information. Please. We will get there when we mobilize support, comrades. Percentages are people that we must go and convince. So our aim is to make the job easier. We must be strong on the ground. The REC has a responsibility, comrades. Take stock of the branches. How many do we have? Out of these branches, how are deployments into various VTs? How is the branch relating with society in that one? Because sometimes we make an assumption that a branch of the ANC is a branch of the ANC because it has 100 members and it has a branch executive committee. The branch executive committee meets every now and then. I don't know sometimes what we discuss. Because that thing must end. Where we convene a BEC to plot against the councillor. Comrades, no. When we meet as a BEC, society must say there is a meeting of the ANC, it's going to come with solutions to our problems. After the meeting of the BEC, community members must say, today, crime is going down because the branch of the ANC is making interventions. Makfiki veni yamapoisa to come and deal with crime or someone who has done something wrong. It must be the chairperson of the ANC walking in front of that van pointing to criminality. Hey, they are selling drugs, go in, do this, so that people can see the ANC providing leadership. And that is what we need to do in our own branches. We can't, comrades, have a situation where you call yourself a chairperson of the branch, but you are just walking by, you see kids, they are playing soccer there. There is a soccer tournament in your ward, and you don't know who organized it. Chairperson of the branch of the ANC. There is a soccer tournament. There are trophies there. There is a table. Young people are playing. So you don't know who organized it. Some even walk past as if nothing happened. You must be worried. We must be worried. We must exist within society. We must live with society. It is a branch of the ANC that must organize a soccer tournament. It is the branch of the ANC that must organize a march to the police station to say the police station must come in the ward and fight crime. Not this thing of waking up in the morning, you see people marching, then you say, hey, comrades, what's happening there in your branch? I know I'm an EFF, man. Hey, these ones are... No. Provide leadership in the branch. There are certain things, comrades, that we therefore need to do. I did not come here to speak long. Where I come from, they say you must know what you want to say, stand up, say it, and sit down. Otherwise, you're going to ruin everything by the end, by the time you sit down. So now I was sent here to deliver a message. What must we do now? Conferences are gone. We're here as structures of the ANC, more united. And I'm happy, Comrade Nopal. I'm happy because, for some time, when the ANC gathers like this, you will delay for 3-4 hours. Kuthiwa kubangwa ama-credentials. Hey. What is the status of this RGC? What is this one doing here? What is this one doing here? Which means we have less time to focus on the issues that matter. We are focusing on pointing fingers at each other. Today, comrades, I think we must clap hands for ourselves that we are here, united and committed to the program of this. And anybody who does not fear us, when we are like this, there's nothing more dangerous than a united ANC. The opposition is in tatters, comrades. They don't know what's coming or going. They just don't know. Parliament stage because they just wanted to do something. But they were dealt with accordingly. Others they go and make known. Tina, comrades, we are beginning to be an organized machinery that exists wall to wall in each and every one. And that is when the ANC is most dangerous. We have a responsibility, comrades, to deepen the renewal of the ANC. Make sure that structures of the ANC work. Make sure that all leaders provide leadership. Not to be a leader by title. I know. Chairperson, leadership. It's very nice greetings. Leadership comes with responsibility. If you are leading a branch, you must show responsibility. There must be actions that you take. Leadership of the region. They must take initiative. We must not look for you, comrades, here when it's time for elections. No, mina. Kunomshado. Ekhaya there is a wedding. I know ngiyolobola. Khona basho njalo. The others say that hey, sayolobola. Imahanyana. We must all deploy our energies to the ANC now. We must now go and build conscious members. You see, comrades, the process of building structures for elections has to focus more on building quality volunteers. And for you to get quality volunteers, you must get quality membership. Quality membership. You know this thing, you go to a teacher in a ward is not wanted as a member of the ANC. Sikukunga nayo kanje. Rai mutu now is going to challenge us, man. Leave him out. It's not gonna work. We need quality members of the ANC, comrades. It's not that quality is not there. I had a big fight with one of my friends who passed away. He was saying, hey, you see in Jabulo, when I in my branch, I manage membership. I keep it at 100, 110, 100. Why are you managing membership like that? No. You know how difficult it is to create a branch that has 1,000 members. It's very difficult. Manage membership. You know when you are doing that, you are killing the ANC. Because you are not opening up the ANC for people to come and join the ANC and actively participate in the life of the ANC. Because the ANC now has become for Njabulo and his close cronies. Quality membership goes. Where do you think they are going to go? They don't leave the ANC and go to other organizations. Never. All the time when we go to elections, we say our enemy is voter turnout. Every time. Because every time when more people vote, the ANC comes on top. When less people vote, the ANC does not do well. Because people do not leave the ANC and go and vote for other organizations. They say, but what is this organization that we love so much doing to us? And then they stand aside and watch. So if you bring back quality members to the ANC, it will work very well for us. We have to make sure, comrades, that we are with the people. When there is a disaster, a family is affected, there is death in the family. The ANC must be the first people who pitch up. When a family is going through difficulties, the ANC must be the ones who go in first. Not for, no, we'll wait for certain, no. In other areas, West Rand, one person, Fikile lapana, was contested us as an independent. Was shy hands down. That day, Comrade. You go closer and you listen. Hey, what happened here? But I know. This man, every time when there is a funeral, he's the first one to show up with just a bit of groceries. Every time there is a crime that has happened somewhere, he's the first one to pitch up. So that is how the ANC needs to be, comrades. We must be the first point of call. What must we do, comrades? We must fix load shedding. There, when the comrades, I'm not even going to go much about it. I've committed, we've made a commitment that by the time you hit households, there will be no load shedding. Interventions that we are doing, whether we are Mfunu Minister of Electricity, or you nearly fell off your chair, I'm Apostle President, that's it. The Minister of Electricity, hey, King Twena. It's going to be there, comrades, because we want to add load shedding. He's going to introduce and say, this is a Minister of Electricity. I don't know if there's anyone here, but he'll come and pinpoint anyone. Whoever that person is going to be, they will end load shedding. That's their duty. If they don't, we must focus on service delivery. I lay comrades, about comrades who crack the team yabo. I lay I'm not going to come here and apologize for Comrade Greg. Hey, service delivery was an issue. I see here we are saying they will be introduced, the Troika. PEC concluded the interviews for the positions of Deputy Mayor, Speaker, Chief Whip, and the announcement will be made. Mina sengbonile sizakfa no Greg. That one is known. I don't mind the other ones who have not been announced. It's who and who. Every time I will ask, I know, Greg, you are failing us. This is what we're going to do here. So there must be that focus on service delivery, comrades. We are structuring our economy for job creation. We are structuring our economy for job creation. And this will do through investment on small business and its support. One of the primary things coming out of NASREC 2.0, because there was per NASREC 1.0, shower lapa in NASREC in 1.0, I thought I was going crazy because I was moving all here campaigning. When we came, we had to go and address the meeting. No, man, we support leadership. So that was 1.0. Came NASREC 2.0. One of the things that's coming out there, comrades, is issues of beneficiation. We are not going to grow our economy if our resources consistently exit our shores without being transformed into goods. At some point, the ANC likes taking us to China. I'm not sure, I got a message from one person of the Central Committee there saying, no, they are reintroducing those classes. So we went to China. We were a group with other African countries. And we were saying, no. China, we are supposed to be rich because we have natural resources. One bold Chinese stood up and said, no, man, stop talking that nonsense. There is no scientific evidence that a country that has natural resources is destined to grow. But there is evidence that a country that invests in innovation and manufacturing is guaranteed to grow, because they will always come and buy our raw materials and process them, in the process creating jobs. That's what we are going to do. Make sure that the resources of this country do not live as raw, but they are processed to be products here, so that abantwana bethu, they can be able to get jobs and secure jobs. We are going to deal with corruption. Angifuni mina ukuphatha amagama abantu. Ngasekhaya thiwa igama lomuntu inkomo. Once you mention a person's name, you must be careful, you are going to pay a cow. So I'm not going to do the same. But we all know people who are going up and down of court because of corruption. Siyabazi. So they must not tell us, the opposition would know, ANC, you are only doing talk on corruption. No, we are actioning. We can point people here. If we go out of here in town, we can point people, hey, now Mutu Ona is going through court because of corruption. Corruption, comrades, is a problem because it takes away the image of the ANC. The ANC is not corrupt. There are individuals within the ANC who have an appetite for corruption. And when they do it, we must show them the door. Black, green, and gold has never been corrupt. Yes, comrades, in the process over the years, we have attracted a lot of people. There was a big fight going to Limpopo. Epuluwan. Big fight. When Comrade Thabo Mbeki used to say, better few but better. You know, Thabo Mbeki. Better few but better. And then we said, this is elitism. Genuine conversations of the movement. This is elitism. The ANC is for the people. Which was correct. What we did not do is to sift everyone who was coming in. We were happy with the 1 million membership, but we never focused on the quality of this membership. In the process, thugs, criminals, vagabonds started walking next to us. We forgot who they are. We thought they are comrades. Ultimately, some of them got their hands in the resources of the country. The rest is history. The process of renewal will mean we must have to deal with those elements. They must leave. You know, the ANC, someone who was explaining to me when I was young, he says, it's almost like a freeway. Yes, there will be times when a wrong driver will sit in this bus of ours and then he will divert us. But rest assured, ultimately it will just be an off-ramp. We will come back on course. And that is what the ANC is doing now. We are on course and we are moving, comrades. And we'll deal with corruption. From here, what do we have to do? Maybe just before I get there, we also have a responsibility, comrades, of building a better world and a better Africa. In the early 2000s, I got introduced to the concept of globalization. I was a freshman at university. That exposes my age, but it doesn't matter. I was a freshman at university, year 2000. All of us, every time you will meet a SASCO office, or the SASCO office will go to SASCO office. And everyone will be saying, hey, Chief, do you know globalization? Hey. That person wanted to be elected. When they start talking about globalization, you know, Mutona is... But it is something that evolved over time. As South Africa, we live in a global environment where what happens in the global arena will affect us. Just today, I just came in from Maseru. Comrades, if you want to understand what it takes to come out of power, just look at what happened in Lesotho. You know those people, the leadership we were meeting with, let me just say that, they say, in Jabulo, do you know that we are a 1-year-old party? 1 year, they overthrew those. They are in charge. Family in charge. Nathi masingakatile nje kuzofika something is will be in trouble, but that's a story for another day. The issue here is, comrades, that now we must always be open that what happens in the global arena affects us right in our doorstep, and we must be able to explain that. Why is the ANC and the ANC government not taking sides on the issue of the war in Ukraine? War in Ukraine, Russia calls it a military operation, and so on and so on. They call it different things. The West is very angry with South Africa right now, comrades, and we must understand, very angry. They come to South Africa, send some of their senior officials, we listen to them. After that, Yitilaba, Richards Bay, we are doing military drills with Russia and China. Yeah. They say, these ones, they've gone. But the war in Ukraine has a direct effect on us. Because wars now are no longer only fought by weapons. Poverty, inequality has been weaponized, comrades. If you do not agree with me, I will sanction you so that your people can go hungry and they will revolt against you. Modern warfare. Not as if we are not affected by the war or we are not in the war. We are already. The prices of fuel going up is as a result of the energy war that is being waged, coming out of the differences in Ukraine and Russia. Mainly fueled by NATO wanting to expand its territorial grip. Some of us still wonder, it's just me saying, I still wonder why that thing was never disbanded. Yet it continues to grow. Who are they fighting? Who is NATO fighting? That they continue to organize themselves. But the point that comrades were making, we must be able to tell our people that what happens in the global environment impacts us daily. Now, what must we do now moving forward? From here, comrades, you must go and convene your BEC meetings. Map up the program of the branch. You must go and convene your PGMs. This thing of saying in the word PGM is only called because Unjabulo must now be elected as a delegate to a conference. Then we go our separate ways. We meet after 2 years, 3 years to elect Unjabulo again to go. No. Let's go back and call PGMs to take stock of the situation in the branch and say, here is a program on how we are intervening. We must set up units that will go as early as now. Not to go and just say to people, vote for the ANC, vote for the ANC. But to check the conditions each and every family is living under in our wards. We must set up lobby teams that will engage with the municipality on the issues that must be intervened in the ward. As early as now. So that the municipality, when they intervene in the ward, they know what they are doing. We must, as early as now, comrades, start doing training for volunteers and members of the ANC. We must start doing political education for members of the ANC. We must look, yabona comrades, there's that thing there. Yala amadoda ahlela lapha emuva laba base head office. That thing called cloud. In other to cloud. Do you know cloud? You know cloud, comrades. Don't cheat that thing. Sometimes, comrades, I know what you do sometimes on that thing of cloud. You go and just write, I visited 10 houses, what, and load it up on cloud. No. We must start factual reporting on cloud. When we are not doing factual reporting on cloud, we are misleading the organization. We will go and adopt strategies and tactics that are misinformed. So you must set up your cloud volunteers. Each and every branch, kufuna ibe nani nabo cloud coordinator, who are loading up that information. Our role, comrades, the SGO, through the leadership of Fikile Mbalula, they will develop a program of action that will then cascade down to branches of the ANC. Set up service delivery monitoring units. Now, my potholes, abo Greg, they will set up the teams to go and intervene in those areas. Interventions that are driven by branches. They must never be co-opted by the system. When did that arrive? Long time ago. No. Hey, comrades, if there are potholes, people must go and fix the potholes. If there's sewage, they must go and fix the sewage. If the road is not proper, they must go and fix the road. If there are no electrical distribution lines, they must go and put up those electrical distribution lines. If there is a family that needs a kid to go to school and they need a bursary, they must go and offer the bursary. Not this mchiga of long things. We hope, comrades, in conclusion, that as the army of the African National Congress, we will do what is right to the ANC. We believe that we will be honest to the ANC. We believe that you will be dedicated to the ANC. Last time I was here, they were doing that oath just to remind us. You did? Oh, I was not here yet. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it's fine. If you did the oath, then it's all good, comrades. But how often do you then go and do what the oath says you must do? How often do we do that? So, comrades, let us organize ourselves, go back to grassroots, start implementing the program of action, and make sure that as members of the ANC, we are united and united only in the program of the ANC. Amandla.
Comrades, we can limit the singing, unfortunately, because we are mindful of time. For the last 45 minutes or so, we've been talking to you. So it cannot be a top-down approach. It must be interactive, right? You agree? It must be interactive. How are we going to provide for that? Is that an opportunity to ask questions or maybe make comments. But if somebody has asked a question or made a comment, please do not repeat that. Paulo Frey believes or a learner learning must be interactive. I spoke about team learning earlier. So on that note, comrades, you can direct your questions to our NEC deployee or whatever presentation that has been made here. If there's a roving mic, please give it to the comrades or comrade that's going to speak. If you could kindly introduce yourself as you speak and be very brief, ask the question. Don't ask more than 2 questions, please. There's a comrade with a hand up at the back. Comrade Pule, is that you? Yeah, Comrade Pule there. Next, comrade with a gray shirt. And then this side, third, we're now comrade with the dark hat, black hat. The man in red. 4th. You are 5th. I saw a hand there. Another black man in black. 6th. 7, Mama. 8 here. 9 there. 10 there. Comrade Pule, could you kindly shoot off Rekhono Rutorna? Do you have a mic for him? Comrades, can we use this one? Do you have another mic?
One, two.
No, thanks, deployee. I'm Pule Shwalai, the chairperson of Prime Fisher Branch, Ward 15, Mangaung. Chair, I wanted clarity because this is an elephant that we have been avoiding as an ANC and is going to affect us moving forward. There is a confusion, and I think the attendance is informed by that.
1, 2.
In August, the National Parliament have actually passed an amended bill, Municipal Systems Act. And in terms of that act, in terms of the interpretation that has been made by the councils, we have seen that the accounting officers are starting to write to all employees of the municipality to say the act then bar any employees of the municipality to actually belong to an elected positions of a political party. And we need clarity because there's different interpretation than in terms of that act. And you know that a greater percentage of the branch executive committee members are employees of municipalities. In essence, we are not supposed to be being part of branch executive committee in terms of that act. Can we clarify then in terms of that? Because I've checked the the definition clause of that act, and it actually defined the political office, and it says all structures, so BEC affected. So can we get clarity in terms of that? How are we going to navigate through? Because the organization is going to be paralyzed if we don't have solution then in terms of that particular act that has been passed in 22 August 2022. Thanks. But let me also appreciate, Chair. You said you are allowed to comment. I think let's appreciate the elected leadership in the National Executive Committee, Provincial Executive Committee, and Regional Executive Committee for organizing us platform like this. It shows that now we have elected leadership. We've been denied for many years. We've been denied for many years in the Free State to actually have a festival of ideas. For the first time in the history of the ANC, we had the provincial conference where positions were contested and elections, people were elected. We had the regional executive committee that was actually elected by a regional conference. In the past, people will just be given a list and 20 people will just make a conference. We appreciate and we see that the ANC is alive. Amandla.
All Atelang comrades.
No, it's not me.
Amandla. First and foremost, I would like to apologize for my late coming. The leadership, I want to greet you and acknowledge the National Executive Committee of the ANC through Comrade Njabulo. And I acknowledge the leadership up to the branch level. Comrades, Comrade Njabulo made mention of something that is very profound. That was once said by one of the former presidents of the African National Congress, Comrade Mbeki. He said it that Comrade Mbeki was saying better but few better. That's when my mind was provoked and was intrigued to come and raise this issue because I know that I'm a man of human frailties, but this is a constitutional festival of ideas where I need to be corrected in this platform because I know I'll be constructed constructively so. Criticized constructively so. So, comrades, I want us to look at what propelled us to be where we are today. If I may share why I came late is because I had to find money to come from Tabanchu to Bloemfontein. But there are comrades that I've waived. I don't know whether they saw me, but because of the political dynamics and the situation that is happening, I find it normal. Because of the things that are happening and they are affecting the electorates. They are affecting the image of the organization, as Comrade Njabulo was mentioning, the importance of the image of this organization was popular in the Stotradden society. The mass democratic movement, ANC. An ANC that is rallied behind by the masses, but now it's not like that in the same metro municipality that we are under the very same leadership. I'm saying, comrades, there are a lot of confusion that is happening in the ANC. We are raising these things as the children of the ANC because we have nothing. But we are saying ANC, umbuto wetu, ANC is our inheritance. Correct us in the ANC if we are wrong. But we are saying what is happening in the ANC now is very dangerous. We are in a crisis and we need a serious intervention. That needs love, that it must be in the center of the revolution. There is nowhere where we can go when we have factions, when we have this kind of things. We must raise these things, comrades. Rebona matata kafin, hariye makale, rebona wesalang. La rebona di TV ngesa utwisisi communication. Ebuanka ANC the conference and everything. We need to know these things. As and when we go together. Amanda Gulanda.
Thank you. All atelang comrades. Waikitsa Kireano. The third person, Waikitsa Kire.
Thanks, Comrade leadership.
Comrade, before you proceed, please, try and put the mic a little far away from your mouth because the acoustics tsaholo hadi sharp, ne? Honality echoes, but do proceed. Proceed.
Comrade Jasmine Totola from Ward 27. I want to appreciate the region, the induction program by in all the BECs in Botshabelo for the past 2 weeks or so. Right. In our ward, Katapeli, as a BEC, we have established the subcommittees. As I'm standing here, Comrade Chair, I'm also the one who is heading in these subcommittees. For example, I am the head of economic transformation and legislative and governance. What I can say in general, we must submit our program of action sometimes tomorrow, so that it must be, all these programs must be consolidated by the branch secretary. But yesterday we submitted the list of the members in the various committee. Now, my analysis is, as we are coming to a point of economic transformation, we are talking about something new. To transform is to change everything. New is figure, is future. And it needs more researchers when we talk about economic. Now, not to waste question, my appeal is this. During our induction, the region have stated that let us take you, all members of the BEC, as new members. Now, in these different portfolios, why can't we be inducted exactly? So that we must know what to handle or not. Maybe I will be sitting down with this committee, drafting the program of action. Maybe at the end, some of the information that I've brought there, it sounds very, very distorted. So even these subcommittees, let the induction take place, and the relevant heads of various departments of portfolios in the subcommittees, we must know them. We must, from my side, I must know my head in the province and so on. Thank you, Comrade Chair.
Thank you, Comrade. The fourth person. Who was the fourth person? I don't think it was you, my chief. Comrade? Yeah, it was you.
Amanda, comrades.
Yeah, comrades, please. I'm requested to remind you, Hore, how are the refreshments? So, agree, like the Political Parties Funding Act in a lead restrictions say how much money we can source from wherever. So, honali the restrictions say in terms of that flow of money. Kindly, if you could be very brief. We do understand you must be allowed, even if you're not asking questions. Back to Comrade Mulalenyana's point, Hore, it's for the first time after a very long time, Hore, let's express your views. And this is very healthy for the organization. So, but please try and be very brief. That's why Resal is stopping, comrades, but try and be very brief.
No, thank you very much. My name is Thabo Mweketse. I come from Ward 3, KwaZulu branch, here in Mangaung. I'd like to take this opportunity for this chance and the platform that I'm given by the leadership, and to greet the leadership, and to also apologize for my voice. It's leaving me because of flu. Mine is not a question, but a contribution. I would like to make an appeal to all the members of the ANC, especially young people who are exposed to social media, to please stop being jokers on social media and to defend the revolution on social media. You have that space, you own that space. And it's from that space that the ANC is attacked. It's from that space and the media that the ANC is under attack. I am glad that Comrade Njabulo made mention of ESCOM and the problems at ESCOM. I was listening to the radio yesterday and I heard something that to me sounded like an attack to the African National Congress. And I was expecting the revolutionaries to defend the ANC. Someone on radio said that it is very peculiar and very strange that the ANC has filed papers against ESCOM and its former CEO, Andre de Reta. ANC is a leader in society, and we lead from the front. I think I called in and said in a voice note to say that there's nothing peculiar about what has happened. That is propaganda. Andre de Reta has made allegations against the ANC and members of the ANC. And it is the ANC's responsibility to test the veracity of those allegations. And the only platform the ANC can use are the courts. So there's nothing peculiar about that. There's an allegation, and who alleges must prove. And the ANC is trying to get him to prove those allegations. So on social media, people are saying now the ANC is trying to block him because he's a whistleblower. Yes, he's a whistleblower for what? We must test those allegations. Anybody can make allegations anywhere from anywhere. But the ANC has the right to test those allegations. Let us stop being jokers on social media and defend the revolution. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chairperson of the session. I got to sabotage this one.
The mic is failing you, it seems. Okay.
Am I audible? Chairperson, I got to sabotage. But let me speak.
All right.
Perfect, son. Thank you very much, Chairperson of the session.
Okay, quiet, comrades, please.
My name is Residi Sizwe, a secretary of Ward 19, Maria's Corn, the birthplace of ANC, the economic hub of Mangaung. Let me acknowledge the presentation by the national deployee, Comrade Zoza. There are so many things that I've noted, but because of time, I will address this one of economy, which is very close to my heart as well. The problem of economy in our country, Chair, I have a problem with education system itself. Education system of ours is not talking to the challenges on the ground. I will make an example. Now, at this juncture, the basic education, the pass rate is 30% of the students that have. At my age, when Nantsegele was school, we used to have 50% pass rate, and our 49 it was a fail, and 50% was Madoda score. Now, education system yarona is not talking to the challenges on the ground. Specifically for said issue economy cannot be addressed if the system yarona education is not addressed. let's check the TVET colleges, the importance of the TVET colleges and the role that they are playing now currently in our country. To have an engineer, to run a plant as an engineer, we only need few engineers. But the whole plant will need more artisans, of which now that issue is not happening. Not so long ago, Comrade Silva Ditebe, of which I will want you to take this message to our provincial structure as well, that we are celebrating the pass rate #1 in Free State. But when we check that thing and analyze it, for me, 0. We don't even have one candidate at 100, top 100 student that is presenting us as Free State today. Then in that 60%, if I'm not wrong, I think only 27% can be allowed to go to the higher learning education. So what is going to happen with the rest of the students? It means they are going to be redundant. And the same crime that we are saying we are going to try to avoid, it means now the students that are not going to be doing anything, it's going to be a problem, that thing. Of which, if we have spotted the skills of these young boys and girls at an early age, around standard 80 there, you are then allowed to go to the TVET colleges to present the skills that at least this candidate can be able to fight the poverty and increase the economy of our country. Universities. Here in Free State, we have just discovered the uranium in Virginia. But is our education system can talk to that task to say, okay, who is going to run those mining in Virginia? It means we're going to have to, those mines are going to be run by people from outside us, not ourselves as Free Staters. So I'm appealing to you, Comrade Ditebe, that you pass this message to our provincial department, that when they consider MC of education, it really considers someone who is going to address these particular issues. The issue of land, Comrade Zosa, especially the industrial land, is a problem in our country. When are we going to get our land? Thank you very much, Chairperson.
How many people are left now? Is it 4 or 3?
Amandla.
Okay.
Awe, 2.
Comrades, all right. Okay.
Comrades.
Before you proceed, no, it's fine. I think you can continue. He'll come.
This is Comrade Patrick Klaas from Ward 44.
Can I give you just 30 seconds, please, because I'm under pressure to contain the question session.
I think it's in order, Chair, because some of the colleagues have covered some of my points. My points were mostly it was 2 points. It was on defense of the organization, and 2, to just talk to my colleagues or fellow branch leaders that we should be resilient on the ground, because it seems we are more ceremonial. We enjoy to come to meetings and just talk here, and there's no action. I think we should focus more on the action part. Amandla.
Thanks for the opportunity, Chair. My name is Jackson. The surname is Hannah Khomu. I'm from Ward 6. Ward 6 is one of the most underdeveloped wards. Most of the issues that I wanted to talk to already, comrades have put them on the floor. But I'm with this one, leadership. Renale batho bana ba dulang di settlementing. Bana ba dulang mekhukhung e senang nix. Ke ne ke batla ho botsa fela hore na how are we assisting those people, because the di camp tsena di ngata ka hare ga Ward 6 and they don't have services. Ha bana di toilet, ha bana metsi. So how do we assist them? Number two, Comrade Mbalula said, we are the drivers of change on the ground. Now, as drivers of change on the ground, Comrade Mbalula, I'm speaking to you being one of those who are doing that on the ground, but I'm having a challenge with the officials that need to assist got that change. As a driver, I need roads to drive on. So maybe after this session, you must be able to say to us, officials that are responsible, human settlements, road and what, here are they, so that when we drive these cars of change, who are we going to directly? I thank you.
Yeah, Comrade Chair, thank you very much. I am Jomo Mutswari from Ward 44. Let me first acknowledge leadership of our region, as just have been confirmed by the NEC. I'll speak on only three things. The first one is to really confirm and acknowledge the acknowledgement of the intelligentsia in the ANC. Because the development of any country, whether economical, social, and political, depends on its intelligentsia. So I'm glad that, Comrade Nzoza actually emphasized that. Secondly, we know that politics is not merely for the possible, but it's also a platform for the upset or, the impoverished people to actually take an opportunity to use it as a platform to actually have a voice, shape policies, and also have their voice heard. And I think what Comrade Nzozo actually, emphasizes that the branch of the ANC should be seen as a leader of multi-forces, because at the end of the day, whatever is affecting the communities where we are in our ward, the branch of the ANC must be seen as actually leading various programs in that particular ward. I think thirdly, we also have to understand that we need to expedite the process of, renewal. And renewal is not about, renewing, ANC members. No, it's about delivering or expediting service delivery to our people. It's actually about addressing bread and butter issues. It's about making, possible access to water for our people, electricity, and also to make sure that the conditions of our roads are really in good standing. So in that sense, Chair, especially in Mangaung, and I acknowledge that there was pronouncement of executive mayor-elect Comrade Greg, and we are of the opinion that, as a seasoned cadre of the movement, we will actually steer that municipality to a greater heights. But Comrade Greg alone will not do it. He will need a team of competent leaders that will actually support him, both within the executive of the municipality, as well as in the administration. We have seen now of late also those who have been sent, to administer the municipality. They have also advertised, board members at St. Lake. We can't like take in a bag because the new executive mayor.
All right, comrades.
The new executive mayor.
Comrade Mutwari, if you could just wrap up in 2 seconds. Because
Okay, I wrap up. I'm saying the new executive mayor need to be given an opportunity, to really look even at St. Lake. Not those whose, time has lapsed. Those who have been, deployed to that municipality.
Thank you.
So if, Comrade can be given that opportunity.
All right.
Amandla, comrades. Comrade Kunjuzwa lona from Ward 12. Former REC member ye-Women's League. Comrade, ndiyabulela kakhulu mna ubona uba umbutho wethu uyazifumana. Ngoba mna kulaa region ndandiyisefa ye-Women's League sasihamba ngo-mandate we-region kuya ezibranchini. So uba ngaba uthe wafika ebranchini wenza le uyibona uba abantu banamandla bathetha inyaniso bungalunganga. Ndiyayivuyela loo nto uthi ANC yazifumana. And nalento uComrade ayithethileyo uComrade uNzuzo Njabulo yoba abantu bangavalwa ngaphandle. Sivalwe ngaphandle ixesha elide babe singafunwa ngenxa yoba ka uthetha inyani unemposo. Ndiyabulela kuloo ndawo. Ndiye kweyesibini ubulela indaba kaComrade Gregory uba ezaba yimeya yethu entsha. Siyambulelela kuba simazile sihambile naye thina njenge-veterans. And enye into ndifuna nje ubuza kule nto ye-War Veterans League uba njengoba za-establishwa ezibranchini ziza kwenziwa kwindlela yoba mhlawumbi ezo team izabe kithi lo committee yezo veterans izabe ingabantu bevela kwi-exile only okanye nathi thina abantu bebesibalanda e-airport sizabalaza apha ngapha bona bebengaphakathi thina besingaphandle sizabalaza sikhona sigibisela amatye sibanjwa sisithiwani but at the end akho nto sifumene kuloo nto kodwa asinangxaki kangako kuba sizabalazile sisebenzile apho sisebenze khona and then at the end besibizwa uba singomagogo xa singena kwi-branch executive kwi-PGMs kuthiwa singabasadi barhulu mutsha paleng uzibuza uba umutsha paleng asinangxaki naye uzayibamba njani na engazazi uba uvela phi funeka lidwe sithi so sibulela uba mhlawumbi kuyawubakho i-order xa sithe sabakhona thina njenge-veterans thina abantu esine-experience yale nto ibivela phi amandla.
Thank you. Comrades, I think that was the last speaker, ne? You are the last one. All right. Now the leadership has to respond. Please, briefly.
Okay, thank you very much, Ndati Debbie. Comrade Nzuza, you were asking us about what must we do to address outstanding challenges. Now, it will be difficult for us as branches to address them, having councillors who belong to previous BC structures. I'm from Ward 41 in a communal area of Tabanjo, where we have Kings and so forth. Now, our ward is very scattered, and it needs us members of the ANC together with the councillor to work together. But unfortunately, if we have somebody who continue to say she doesn't recognize us at all, it becomes a challenge. Because we try all our best as BC to convene community meetings in her absence, deliberately so. She doesn't honor any invitation. Hence, it's difficult for us to address challenges which are based in our ward. Now, you said to us, we are the spear to address whatever that is in our wards.
Okay.
Now today I've learned that the table hore. IDP outside. We are going to review the IDP which was not planned by the masses. Now those are other challenges telling hore really the PC the ANC resa khone di address. Na ke khuta ke tshwa pe ke re ke nahana ho rona re ta boela re khutlela tjhabeng hape Comrade Mathai o eleliswa tshaba hore ANC is alive and how na an individual e tlonkang ANC isa mo training. Thank you.
All right. Comrades, right away, Ritofa, our leadership, Comrade Njabulo. If only any other questions, Rito, Ritladishera. I've noted those hands, comrades. I'm terribly, terribly sorry that I am not going to give you an opportunity. I would have liked to, but we are facing serious time constraints and there aren't refreshments. Besides, people still have to travel back, Babang. Ritlofa, our member of the National Executive Committee, who responded to your questions. Would you like to respond from where you are, Comrade Jabulo? The chair. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's fine. I get it with the presentation, so. All right, sir.
Comrades, ki batla o arabela tse ding tsa dipotso fela tse botsitsweng mona. Na le comrade ya buileng ka social media le o kopa ma comrade ba rona hore ba ke ba behave. ANC has got a social media policy, comrades. We know that hangata ma comrade ba rona they write things on social media, but they are not aware of the magnitude and the impact on buang. For instance, if you are excited as a member of ANC to insult leadership, a year later it will catch up with you because there will be a post over we apply. We will simply retract those messages. Beru buzaure hajwale o apply positions of government imbano insult leadership ya governance ona na ro ka contribute jwang wena. So ne ke re fela comrades, let's be careful or na re ring social media, because you may not know hore ntwena ina le impact e jwang 2 years to come. We insulted the premier social media. After 2 years, when I post their government, ewe batlang, elongurwa qualify hoyon. Impa, you cannot be appointed willy-nilly when you insult government. Whether it's an ANC government or any government, you cannot be appointed if you insult leaders of government. When I lima comrade baba ambelungur, they insult leadership ya ANC. Bo dillo madillo bo le kwere le ballo hona le o monki gagashe le ballo bo monki le ballo. Those comrades must be warned. That time of insulting leadership willy-nilly has come to an end. Tapelo le kwere, I don't know if it's a need or a fake name. He's insulting everybody anytime to insult the leadership of ANC. Soon, those comrades will face music. We will suspend their membership because no member in good standing in the ANC has got the right to insult leaders of the ANC. So never send a message, comrades, because this is not only our responsibility, it's the responsibility of you as a branch, as a BEC, that a member ya BEC or ya branch, insult by tapili by ANC, a wela ka hara lekala la lona le na le matla a ho nka a disciplinary action against member eo. Tabela ya ho iketsetswa fela comrades e fedile. E fedile ha o ke be le discipline ka hara mokgatlo. Re tsebe ho respecta le batho be re leng hore le rona re ba etelletse pele. Ha re no kgona ho respecta batho be leng hore re ba etelletse pele if le bona ba sa respect space sena se ba re fileng sona sa re ba etelle pele. Secondly, comrades, issue ya Municipal Structures Act, Amended Act, Comrade Pule, I think that matter is only strict to the extent that they apply regioning, not at branch level. Because if in affect at branch level, it means ANC national leaders telling or the. So it is only strict because it says you cannot be elected an official of a region in whatever political party and serve a municipality at the same time as an employee. If you are a chairperson of a region, whether you serve as in the ANC or whatever political party, whilst being employed ka hara municipality, molao ona o motjha o re o tshwanela o resign. Ke yona attempt ya professionalize local government so that re address the ambitions tsa ma comrade tse leng hore di ka end up di affect political stability ya institution. It does not apply at the branch level. It is only limited to a region because specifically it was amended to address the challenges that face local government. On issues of service delivery, comrades, the present Lekgotla of the province inkile decision to establish regional service delivery war rooms. At the national level, it will be a service delivery command center located in the office of the Secretary General. Part of what we will do there is to attend to immediate issues facing service delivery. Even your members at the branch level, you will have some representatives who will serve in the regional service delivery war room. It will be a social compact of some kind because we will draw role players from all stakeholders so that regardless of immediate challenges facing service delivery. So ready yourself, comrades. Just be ready because in no time, most of you will be participating with the service delivery war rooms, either at the region or at a local level. We will have that. You would know that a regional elections team, that regional elections team will also take into heart issues facing local elections. But at the heart of elections program is our ability to provide for services that we promised them. Comrade Zuza, I think I have attempted to address issues that were raised, unless if there are other issues outstanding. Thank you. Oh, no. No, Jikupa, correct. I made a mistake earlier on. Ana kibuaka di what it's a problem. I referred to Ward 32, it's a mistake. I wanted to say Ward 31. No, I said Ward 31. I wanted to say Ward 32. You would recall, comrades, only parallel structure there. 39, 49. But I will address those in my closing remarks. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, comrades. Comrade, we'll hand over to Comrade Nzuza to respond to other questions.
No, thank you very much, Chairperson. Let me firstly welcome the comments and proposals that have been made by comrades. And I understand that because of time, we are unable to have more engagements. But I will suggest that we sort of cluster it. That's why I was asking the RS, your sub-regional structure arrangement, so that we continue to have these engagements at a sub-regional level, Chair, so that we can have more time and comrades can engage further. That way, you know, we are able to know where we are going. I don't want to answer your question, the first question, and that's why we were laughing. I don't want to answer it and then just give you the answer as it is, because I think we all know it. Once regulations are passed, they are regulations, they are supposed to be implemented. You can go around and say whatever, but they are supposed to be implemented. But my view is that beyond that they are there, is that they still need a lot of work, comrades. We must really work on it. And it should be something that we debate moving forward. Because the Constitution guarantees people their freedom of association and freedom to attach with political parties and to be active. And I do not think that anyone should have a right to take another person's activism. As the comrade was speaking there, I could hear that he's very learned, and then I asked what... let me just do it. I was asking that comrade, what work is that comrade doing? They say, no, he's a chief director, health. He's a doctor by profession. I say, okay, that's probably why the chair is not wanting to move him. We say, sit down. Imagine if we were to say that comrade must no longer be active. And just wake up and say, Chief, you are a chief director, stop being the chairperson of the branch. Or we say, no, you are a chairperson of the branch, resign now as a chief director. We are stripping away a certain, responsibility to comrades, and I don't think that is right, comrades. We can't fix something that is wrong by applying a blanket approach. The problem that you have, particularly in local government, is a municipal manager who becomes a treasurer of the region. Make that example. A treasurer of the region. And then every time the mayor, who maybe is a sub-regional chair, because the treasurer is a municipal manager in a local municipality. Every time the sub-regional chair, who is a mayor, tries to direct this one says, hey, Chief, you must remember I am the regional treasurer here. In fact, the RC has taken a certain decision. You are not in the RC. We have to deal with that issue, confront it as it is. Where you have that conflict that exists, particularly at senior management level. But wanting to take a blanket approach and then just say, no, everyone, it doesn't help. By the way, for the ANC to entrench itself in government, it also needs to entrench itself in the management structures of government. I think one of the comrades was asking a question here to say, we can meet here and discuss, but we do not have officials. If we do not have officials who understand the mandate and the strategic directive of the ANC, who's going to implement those decisions? Why must we subcontract the responsibility to drive our own governance structures to people we don't know? I don't subscribe to that. because you are always seen wearing ANC t-shirts or you are too active. You can't do that. In fact, we are supposed to flood management with qualified comrades who understand the strategic objective of the ANC. I don't in my life imagine a person who will go buy a car. You go to the garage, you buy a car. After buying your brand new car, you then say, now because this car is here, I'm going to go to my neighbor's son because I can't be seen driving this car because I'm the one who bought it, and then ask for another person to drive it. You buy your car, you drive your car. So we win municipalities, we drive them as well. That's how it should. So that's why I'm saying, like, if we were to deal with it directly, I don't think it was going to heal you, comrade. If we were just to say, no, regulations are there, and then we end it like that, I didn't want to provide that technical answer for me. We must deal with the issue. It's more complex than that. One comrade raises a very fundamental issue here. We can't be shy of defending the ANC. Never. I'm not sure whether comrades are familiar with one of the scholars that we learn from, Uti. We must support whatever the enemy opposes, and we must oppose whatever the enemy supports. In that social media space, yet even if you think that, no, maybe comrades, no. Defend the ANC. Defend the ANC. Yes, social media does not take a person from their house to go and vote, but it can make a person stay away from going to the ballot. That's the power of social media. You go in there, when you go in there, you sit down, no mama, you campaign, they all agree, you write down in this sheet here, cloud, good, positive, strong support for the ANC. You leave. The time you leave the gate, mama, because if you know mama, ba na Facebook, man, bayangena bayabukala. But the ANC must defend the ANC in social media spaces, comrades. Don't allow the enemy to make us feel as if it's a shame to defend the ANC. We must go into those spaces, defend the ANC. I agree, comrades. Without education, we are not going to be able to transform this country. And education needs to be substantive. One of the greatest failures of our education system is that we produce kids out of grade 12, but they can't do anything. They can't do anything. Like literally, you go to university, either than those who are studying some commercial studies and so on and so on, but you ask, what can you do? What can you do? Like, can you produce a car? Can you do handiwork? Can you do what? No, there is no art to it. So our education system, we must invest more to it such that it is able to create people that can do something. Umuntu aphuma kwa grade 12, but then you ask yourself, what can you offer? What can you offer? Like where you are in your own word, after learning till grade 12, what can you offer that people can come and get as a service from you? You know? That's the kind of people we need to produce. After schooling, you can say, no, when you have a plumbing challenge, this person can do that plumbing challenge. When I run a small business, I must be able to say, that chap who is my neighbor was doing accounting, he's going to be able to do the books for me. He's going to be able to fix my car. Now he's completed schooling. He's going to be able to do something. So I agree, comrade, we need to do that. I'm going to run smooth faster now. The issue of land has been overly dealt with by the ANC. We must just action it. It's part of our resolutions. It's a long gone for conclusion. We must just implement. Building active branches, comrades. Yes, branches must be active, and I'm happy that you yourselves are raising it. What we must do, comrades, I left out the issue of inductions. As the RC, you must immediately go towards inducting branches. You've done the induction for branches. Oh, okay, no, that's good. I thought one comrade was saying there, they are expected to submit a program of action, but they have not been properly trained. But it's okay. We must deal with that comrade. If he was left out, we must go and induct him even alone. So we must do that. The issue of dealing with bread and butter issues, that we must do, comrades. You know, if branch of the ANC must deal with bread and butter issues. Yeah, now, Pakistan, Lapana said, I said about wrong food. Branch of the ANC must go in there first and shut down that thing and say, no, we are selling wrong food here. We are calling the police. We are calling authorities. There is an illegal person here doing what. You call Home Affairs, Immigration. We come, we arrest those people. So we must deal with bread and butter issues. The last one. When I said, comrades, the BEC must not sit to gossip about councillors, I was not saying we must accept mediocre of councillors. No. We must not accept mediocre. Those who do not want to be part of the renewal process, we must eject them. If they are no longer serving, we can't stay with people. We can't stay with people who day in, day out are decampaigning the ANC by their actions, whereas they are deployees of the ANC. They drink as if there is no tomorrow. People are going to go and get services. The councillor is drunk. Can't even do anything. Those are wrong people. They must be ejected from the system. They are not doing the ANC any favor. In fact, they are decampaigning the ANC. All I'm saying is that we must not wake up every morning and then plan, hey, no man, I must remove that councillor so that I must get in there. Those who are doing good job, let's support them. Let them be examples. Those who are not doing a good job, we must deal with them. They either shape up or ship out. Thank you.
Sorry, what is that? Okay, no, it's fine. Comrades, before the announcement, words are the following points. There's a comrade, I think the last speaker over here. If I heard you well, lack of a healthy relationship between yourselves as a leadership collective and the councillor in the ward. Okay. Now, the purpose of this meeting, as reported earlier and presented to you by our NEC deployee, Comrade Njabulo Nzuza, inele ho tlotla lefa tlaleho ka dikateng tsa conference ya rona ya bomashome a mahlano a metso e mehlano, 55th National Conference. Now, let's listen carefully. If you go through that conference report on the role and key tasks of the ANC branch, conference notes and resolves that. Okay? 19. Branches must respond to the needs and interests of the community and mobilize the people to form partnerships for development and transformation. Earlier on, Ubileka the IDPs. Now, this is what conference has resolved, that you as leadership collectives drawn from branches, the basic units the organization must do. This is what conference resolved. The last point, and most important, on that relationship, conference paragraph 20 says, branches are ward-based to enable us to drive, monitor, and account for delivery of services at the most local level. 21 says, ward councillors, listen to that, ward councillors must report to branches and BECs. And branches, let me finish, comrades, because it's not up to you or me to say yay or nay. It's even better if you say yay in agreement. Ward councillors must report to branches and BECs, and branches work with councillors to report to and serve the community. Now, the last point ke hore ha re bua ka municipality re bua ka ntho ena e emeng ka maoto a mararo. Some will call it, got that fancy language, a triumvirate, right? Ho thwe ke community, ke di councillors se, ke di officials se kapa administration. Now the last part here, 21 area, and serve the community. So the community, in terms of the definition of municipality, is part of the triumvirate. Without the community, there is no municipality. So there are your marching orders. So we are going to conclude the announcements, but most importantly, I think this RGC needs to say, based in particular on what Comrade Motswari said, re tlameha hore re kgutlele morao to the fact ya hore ANC ha ile hantlentle ile ya thewa ke batho ba ruteileng, mme re se ke ra ba bitsa di clever blacks, ra ba marginalizer, ra ba consigner to the periphery. It is important that re sebetse mmoho le bona. So that is very important, so that re kgone ho etsa body research, re tsebe hore na ke eng e re tlamehang re etse, re se ke ra sebetsa fela ka ho nahana fela hore we might think solution e ka tswa re ka etsa tjenana, so that we are driven, we are data driven, we are empirical, we are driven by scientific evidence, not into re populism. So that issue, intelligentsia, Comrade Motswari, very important. Now, how yamane mantsung aneng a feletsa ntate Solka Plaki, who was sebediswa lentswe le leng le boima tjenana ho thwe he was not contumacious. Big word that, ne? He was not contumacious. So na respect our authority, in other words. On that note, re tlo fa motho ya buang ka di announcements to make those announcements. Wa bona mokgatlo rona o ruteile, ne? Mara o ruteya sekgowa, ne? Yeah, o ruteya sekgowa. You've heard that. Comrade Motswari, thank you very much. Before that one, Comrade Lita Unatloetsa the announcements, but please, Comrade Unankupile ki stated this one. Are you going to talk about it?
No, it's fine.
Yeah? Okay.
No, thanks, Comrade Sil. Amandla, awethu. Thanks, Chair. Comrade Njabulo Nzuza has already announced your new mayor-elect, Comrade Gregory Ntatise. Can we give him a round of applause one more time? And then the second matter, comrades, is that on the positions of the Troika, you would know that the PEC is meeting tomorrow. We have our sitting tomorrow. And on the issue of the Troika, that would be your deputy mayor, your speaker, your chief whip. We would then make an announcement as the PEC on those three positions of the Troika. So you will be knowing by tomorrow who is your deputy mayor, who is your new speaker, and who is your new chief whip. And then lastly, comrades, we must also, I think there's an omission that we made. You would know that on the posters and in the invites, we had mentioned that Comrade Fikile Vuta Mbalula would be part of this RGC. Let me apologize for his absence. Unfortunately, he could not come and be with us today due to another appointment engagement that he could not come out of. But I think Comrade Njabula Nzuzo represented very well as the national deployee of this province. Amandla.
Amanda. Thank you very much, Comrade Nolita. Comrade, the last announcement is that tomorrow we'll be having a public hearing on a basic education laws amendment bill. That will be at Mutshabelo Samson Sifuti Hall at 2:30. Now we are requesting comrades that comrades must go there and represent the ANC. And we must go and support that bill. We send the speaking notes to all branch secretaries to share those speaking notes to members of branches. You must go, comrade, and defend that bill on behalf of the African National Congress and support anyone who's going to speak in that meeting. When you finalize, you must say you support the amendment. Because if you are not saying you support the amendment and then you leave it as it is, other political parties are going to mobilize and they will go there and want that bill to pass. Comrades, can you please attend it in numbers? Our comrades, Babu Sabelo, please. I know that Comrade Donos is not here. I know that National Parliament arranged transport, but the communication will be sent to secretaries. How is the transport will be allocated to branches? But can you please, comrade, attend that public hearing? It's very important to us as the ANC. Comrade, in closing, I want to say thank you very much, leadership, who really meeting today in this RGC. Comrade Njabulo mentioned very well that some of you were asking, we had a first RGC, and then this one is the second one. Why we are calling the second RGC? But I think, Comrade Njabulo, you did explain it very well, that that was a decision of the National Executive Committee, that the National Executive Committee members, they must go around to 9 provinces and communicate the message of the NEC and articulate and remind members of the ANC with the resolution of our 55th conference. And comrades, you listened to Comrade Njabulo when he was mentioning our focus, that we must really focus on ending load shedding, we must focus on service delivery, we must focus on strengthening economic for job creation. We must also deal with corruption, because the good governance is the one that will make the ANC to achieve the vision and the objectives that we put forward for the people of South Africa. And we must also work with our international people. It's not all of them, comrades, that are really mess up with our country, but there are those who are bringing investment in our country. Now we must continue communicating and engaging with them to bring investment in our country. It's what we want, particularly in our metro, we need the investment. And comrades, we want to really thank all members of the RSC that are here, and members of the PC that are here, and all branches that are here. Thank you very much, leadership. Even tomorrow, we want to, when we call you, you come in numbers. We know that you never disappoint. We never disappointed this new leadership of the region. You must continue doing that, and you must continue whatever that we gave you today. Go and call the ANC public meeting and spread this good news to the masses outside there to know what is the plan of the African National Congress. Because the masses must know our plan. It must not only us know the plan of the African National Congress. We must prepare the ground for the elections 2024. It's only you, comrade, who will make the ANC to win the election, who will make the ANC to achieve its goal. Come on, so comrade Kiri, thank you very much. Amanda, the meeting is adjourned.